The human mind is the most complex thing on the face of this earth, yet our control over it is so very weak. We say we're going to do one thing, but we end up doing another thing. And what this series of videos is about is regaining some control over that and learning how the mind works. And by learning how it works, we can start to have some control, a better control, and we can start fulfilling our goals and where we want to go in life. So, first of all, the mind is wired for love and joy and good thoughts. That's how it flourishes. That's how we as people flourish. And this is very difficult because the experience that most of us have in life is got a lot of worry, a lot of stress, and it is very far away from the experience of love consistently in our life. And so it's very important that we look at what right mindset is, because our thoughts lead to our actions lead to our habits, and our habits lead to our character, and it's the character that will be judged and decide whether we're going up or down, our ultimate destination. And so this right thinking, in fact, is even in the Bible, the first and great commandment Jesus said is to love the Lord your God with all your heart, with all your soul, and with all your mind. This, he said, is the first and the great commandment. And throughout the Bible, especially with Paul's writings, he writes a lot about right mindset, about the mindset in the flesh and the mindset in the spirit. And we'll be talking a bit more about that. But it's very, very important that we have learn to have our mindset in the spirit. And in that way, God can work with us and move us forward. If we're in the flesh and doing things in a selfish sort of way, following that kind of leading, then the other influence, negative influences, have the legal right and the great controversy between good and bad, good and evil to lead in our lives. And we don't want that. And so from Genesis to Revelation, right mindset is paramount. In fact, God decided he'd had enough of what people were doing, and he flooded the earth and destroyed all the inhabitants except for Noah and his family. Now, why was that? You can read about that in Genesis 6:5. And the answer is because he saw that the imagination of the thoughts of the heart were only evil continually. And so he decided to reset. And unfortunately, after the flood, people went back to the ways of before. And this is very sad, but the Bible clarifies what God really wants. What he wants is for us to casting down imaginations and every high thing that exalts itself against the knowledge of God, bringing into captivity every thought to the obedience of Christ. And so this is very, very important. 2 Corinthians 10:5, by the way, that Bible verse. So what is right mindset? Right mindset for salvation is love, joy, peace, long-suffering, gentleness, goodness, faith, meekness, and temperance, for against there is no law. And don't you want a little more love, a little more joy and peace in your life? I certainly do. So therefore, it's very, very important that we get our thoughts on track, because this mindset it's salvational. Paul says that the mindset of the flesh leads to death and destruction, whereas the mindset in the spirit leads to life and peace. So Christ came to change the current of men's thoughts and affections.